Hey, Stu, welcome to the show. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having me, Lacey.
I've got a million questions, so I'm going to dive right in so we can get to as many as possible while I have you.
Okay.
So, first off, for people that aren't familiar with memberships, what are they and how is that different from a subscription? And maybe who would use memberships?
Yeah, well, memberships are very similar to subscriptions that we're probably all familiar with, like the Netflix, the Spotify's, the Amazon Primes. It's where we're paying on a monthly basis or sometimes annual basis to have access to something. Now, there are different types of memberships. There's like a product-based membership. Probably the best example of that was like the Dollar Shave Club, where they were sending razors on a monthly basis. There's a service-based membership. Mary Claire Fredette from our community is a good example. She's a massage therapist. So instead of hoping that her customers come back and get a massage, she rolled out a membership where they pay a monthly fee and they get a certain number of massages. So it's a win for both sides because the client or the customer typically gets a slight discount and more regular service. And it's a win for the business owner because they get consistent revenue coming in and not hoping that people are going to come back. So that's a service-based membership. The third, which is the most popular, this is what I play around with the most in our community, and that's a knowledge-based membership. And so that's typically where people are paying on a monthly basis to have access to some kind of information. So we might be teaching them a new skill, we might be helping them solve an ongoing problem, or we might be making their life more convenient in some way, but they're paying to access some kind of information that we're providing each month. And then the fourth and final one is a community-based membership, and that's just where people are paying just to be in a community with others who have a shared interest.
That's a really great description of all of those, breaking it down because I'm sure people listening are thinking, like, what do I have to offer? And kind of those are all the categories that there's a lot of opportunity for different types of people for memberships.
Yeah, lots of different examples too, and I'm happy, to unpack any of them. Like we have served over 19,000 plus communities in all kinds of different markets, from photography and calligraphy to fitness, finance, music, art, health, dog training, you name it. So there's all kinds of examples. And I think once people start to embrace the idea, they'll start to see that opportunities all around them when it comes to coming up with a membership site idea, serving people on a regular basis, and most importantly, creating recurring revenue for you that creates that stability.
What comes first, having an audience or the membership? Because people might have knowledge, maybe they don't know it, that's valuable. Like, I don't know, if you are really good at pulling outfits together, you could have a stylist membership, I would think. But do you have to have a big following on social media or a big email list to start a membership?
Well, you do have to have some kind of a following for sure. But I think the myth is that you got to have tens of thousands or even thousands of followers, and that's just not true. You can really start a membership with just 200 followers or more, and that might be 200 followers on social media, which I'm guessing the vast majority of people have more than 200 plus followers or friends on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn. They may be subscribers from like a YouTube channel or a podcast. They may be on an email list. They may even be clients, past clients. But like, you don't need tens of thousands or thousands. 200 is more than enough to be able to get started. And the great part is that like it builds momentum. So once you have members in and you're helping them experience progress, now you got these incredible stories, and it's those stories that fuel your growth because people are naturally drawn to stories of people like them who are experiencing the same problems or challenges, and they've overcome them. And so that's what we're in the business of, is we're in the business of helping people experience progress in their life. And as long as we do that, then we have these incredible stories that fuel the growth of the membership. So bottom line is, you don't need a massive audience by any means. 200 or more is plenty to be able to get started.
You have a new book out, Predictable Profits, and in there you talk about reoccurring transformation. Oh, there it is. Yes.
Yeah, super
Um,
proud.
yeah, I would be too. um, so you say that's a key part of success in memberships. Can you explain like what that is and why it is important?
Well, I think, the reality of today is that when I was, pulling, nearly 2 decades worth of experience that I have in the membership world and trying to distill it down into 250 pages into this book, which is ultimately what we did, I was looking at like, why is it that, I'm so passionate about this business model? And the reality of it is that most businesses are hoping that customers are going to come back and buy from them again. And that's hard. Like, that's stressful. And it's no wonder that the number one stress of all business owners is finances. Like, where are the sales going to come from? Because if I don't do a promotion, there's no sales. If I'm not hustling to try to get new clients, there's no sales. Like, we're always feeling that burden and that stress. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I wrote in this book, Predictable Profits. Because when you have that recurring revenue, you don't have that kind of stress, because at the start of the month, you're not starting from zero. You're starting with the momentum from the previous month, because all those customers are about to automatically pay you again starting in that next month. And so it's a completely different reframe for us as business owners, away from hoping that customers come back, away from hustling, trying to make that next sale, to a much more peaceful, stable, recurring revenue where we don't experience that stress, and we can operate with a lot more confidence as business owners because we're not worried about where the sales are going to come from. We know where they are, and now we can invest in our marketing, or we can hire with confidence without that financial stress. So I'm passionate about getting this in front of as many business owners as possible. And the fun part about it is that virtually anybody, can do this. I know a lot of your audience are military, and there's a great story from our community. Her name is Holly George. Her husband's in the military. And, she was looking to earn some extra money, but she couldn't go and get like a full-time job. She's at home with the kids. And so, it's like, what does she do? Well, she had a passion for making balloon animals, Lacey. Like balloon animals. Like, who would have thought, right? Like, crazy. But she started a membership. She's got thousands of members in this membership all about balloon animals. It's called the Twisterhood. So, it's so crazy. But this is a 6-figure membership. She's a military wife, and it came from her circumstance of having to be at home but wanting to earn a little bit more. And because of it, she took a passion that she was interested in, balloon animal making, turned it into a membership, and now it's a 6-figure business. So that's what fires me up, Lacey, is that we can do this. Virtually anybody can do this, where we tap into our own experiences, our own passions, our own interests, and we can turn it into a stable recurring revenue and in the form of a membership. And that's what eliminates so much stress.
For somebody that's listening that wants to get started, that has some type of knowledge that they can share, like, making balloons, balloon animals, there's so many people in the military community that have a special skill set. How can they get started? Because I feel like that would be overwhelming. Like, again, thinking, do I have enough people? Like, so where should they start?
Well, first off, like, I always encourage people to, there are indicators of good markets for a membership. And so number one is like, can you solve an ongoing problem? And so I'll give you some examples. So when I'm talking about an ongoing problem, I'm talking about something like weight loss, right? So somebody's not going to go from being overweight to their ideal weight like that. It takes time to solve that problem. Or like dog training, same thing. You're not going to go from a puppy that's wildly out of control to the perfect puppy like that. It takes time to solve that problem. So if you are in a market or you have a skill set where you can help solve some kind of an ongoing problem, that's a green light, thumbs up, move forward. The second thing that I look for is like, can you teach a skill? So similar, skill development takes time. So like balloon animal making, coming back to Holly George, like somebody's not going to go from like, oh, I'm interested in that, to like all of a sudden producing these incredible balloon animals. Like, it's going to take time to learn how to twist and what to twist so the balloon doesn't pop and all the creations and so forth. That skill development takes time. Same with like being an artist. You're not going to go from not knowing how to paint to becoming a great artist like that. It takes time. And so any market where you're teaching a skill, whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's business, there's all kinds of markets where people are learning skills, and that takes time, and it's perfect for a membership. So if that's the case, it's green light, thumbs up, move forward. And then the other thing that I look for is like, can we save people time, or can we take something that is complex and make it simple? Or can we create convenience in someone's life? So this third bucket is really about like making someone's life easier. And there are many examples of memberships in this market, so to speak. Like, for example, we have many teachers in our community. So I'll give you an example. Tara Phillips is a good one. She was an educator for 25 years, specifically helping kids with autism. Now, throughout that journey, she developed a bunch of resources to be able to help and support her kids in the class. And then one day she realized, she's like, oh my gosh, like these resources are really valuable, and other educators working with kids with autism could really benefit from these. So she launched a membership, and what she does is she provides those resources on an ongoing basis. Or I think of Julie Soul. She is a homeschooling mom, and she loves art. And so during the pandemic, she realized like there was a lot of parents that were at home with their kids and were looking for ways in which they could, help entertain them or educate them. And so she's like, well, why don't I just take the lessons that I'm doing with my kids and share them with more people? She's got a membership now with thousands of people where she provides art lesson plans each month. So in this bucket, what you're doing is you're just saving people time. Instead of them having to come up with the lesson plans themselves, Julie's providing them so they don't have to think, they can just immediately begin using them. And so that's another indicator. Like if you can save people time, make their life more convenient, that's another green light, thumbs up, move forward. So if you can solve an ongoing problem, you're in a great market. If you can teach a skill, you're in a great market. Or if you can create convenience, you're in a great market. And you don't need to check all three of those. You just need to check one of those. And that's an indicator that you can move forward and you're in a great spot.
That's good to know, because you don't want to be just pulling something out of thin air and thinking, I know people would love this. That's not going to work. People aren't going to pay you for that. So those are good checklists to go through.
Totally. Yep.
Sorry, I just totally forgot my question. I got thinking about another question I'd love to ask. You have a really great book. You help a lot of wonderful people start membership sites. How do you set yourself apart from other people that have membership sites? So I would think about that all the time. People that come to me that want to start a financial coaching business.
Yeah.
The number one thing is like, why should somebody hire you over another financial coach? How are you different? So how will that work in memberships? Like if you are a personal trainer, financial coach, childcare expert, whatever it is.
That's a great question, Lacey. Okay, I'll tell you the main reason that people are going to come to you, and then we'll talk about like how to make that easy for you. So the main reason that you're going to separate yourself from everybody else is when you realize that a membership is not about just a library full of stuff. Because at the end of the day, people aren't coming to you to access a bunch of stuff. What they're coming to you for is some kind of a result. They want to solve that ongoing problem, or they want to learn that skill, or they want to save that time. They're coming to you because they're looking to get a result of some kind. So the way you separate yourself is you just become obsessed with the progress of your people. Now, oftentimes we think that it's the big wins that people are coming for. But the truth of the matter, in doing this for nearly 2 decades, Lacey, is that all we got to really focus on is just helping people experience little baby steps of progress. And then reflecting back to them the progress that they've made and celebrating that progress that they've made. Because what happens is like we start to build momentum. When we look back and we see, oh my gosh, like this is where I was and this is where I am now, like it builds momentum and it builds confidence. Like I'll give you a good example. My son right now, he's a competitive jump roper. So it's like skipping at the highest level. Like he's a 2-time national champion where we are here in Canada. And he's trying to take his skills up another level. And he's trying to learn like all these acrobatic moves like back handsprings and back flips and all this kind of stuff. Now, when we started, like his end goal was that he's able to do a back handspring or a back flip. But when you're beginning, like you're not going to go from like, okay, I want to do a back handspring to like, boom, like it's done, right? And so it can be discouraging if the end goal is only a completed back handspring. But if there's like little milestones in between that show him and indicate, hey, he's making progress, like there's progress happening, it builds momentum and confidence to keep going with it. So the secret for you and I inside of a membership is to create what we call a success path. And it's basically breaking down the journey of going from where they are to where they want to be. But what we're doing is we're breaking it down into different stages, much like a karate black belt system, right? You've got your white belt all the way up to black belt. Now, ultimately, the goal is to get to black belt, but there are milestones of progress that are happening along the way. And that's an indicator to that person like, hey, you're doing the right thing. Like momentum is building, and we celebrate that. And the same is true inside of our memberships. So we want to break that journey down into different stages, and then we want to think about like, what are some of the milestones along the way? So let's just take personal finance, because I know that's a topic that you help a lot of people with. If I were thinking about that, I would say, okay, ultimate goal is, some amount that maybe they want to have for retirement. But like, what are some indicators that they're on track? Maybe it's like they do their very first budget, right? Like as a family or as a couple. Maybe it's just like getting an awareness of like how much money is being spent and where it's going. Like that's a big first step. As an example, like you're the expert here, Lacey. So I'm just spitballing with you. But you see what I'm saying? Like that's a first step. And as a coach and as a teacher inside of that membership, we want to celebrate that. Because we're like, listen, don't worry about all the things you can do right now. Like this is the one thing that you should be focused on right now. And that's a breath of fresh air for people, because when they don't have to learn all the things and they can just focus on the few things that are right for them right now, that removes this heavy weight that they've got to learn everything all at once. And instead, they just got to focus on those few things, knowing that it's going to lead to more and more progress, and eventually will get them to that outcome that they're after. So the way you stand out, you become obsessed with the progress and results of your people. And number 2 is that you break that journey down into different stages and milestones, and you celebrate the progress that people are making along the way. And that's what creates momentum and confidence.
I love that. That's really inspiring. I can tell there is a boatload of knowledge in your new book. So I encourage people to check that out.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears now and ask you a couple of quick random questions I ask everybody. First off, what is one resource or tool that you use that makes your life easier or work?
Well, I definitely use ChatGPT almost every single day. And I look at ChatGPT like it's an assistant, It's somebody that I can bounce ideas off, somebody that can help me get clarity, somebody that can help feed me ideas, help refine my ideas. And I just think over the last 18 months, I've just gotten so much more comfortable in talking with ChatGPT and learning how to prompt it to engage in that conversation and just wrapping my head around like, it's an assistant. Like, how can it help me? And so it's a tool that I use every single day.
What's your favorite book right now or your favorite book of all time?
Whew, that's a good one, because I'm definitely a reader, and I'm a little bit biased. My favorite book right now is the one that I just wrote, Predictable Profits. But outside of my own book, I would say one that really stands out is a book called The One Thing, and it's written by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, and it was a catalyst for me in my life. It really was like the lead domino that set a whole bunch of big decisions in motion to bring me to where I am today. So I can't recommend that book enough, The One Thing.
I love that. I'm going to link to that in the show notes for everybody. Now it is Now it is time for my favorite part of the podcast, which is game time. In honor of your visit today, we are going to be playing Remember Me.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the description of 5 toys from the 1980s, and you have to tell most popular toys, and
Okay.
you have to name the toy. So if you get 3 out of the 5 correct, you get bragging rights that you won game time on the MILMO Show, which is a
Okay.
big deal, Stu. Okay.
Ah, pressure's on, Lacey. All right, here we go.
Okay. Number 1, it's green, and when you squeeze it, the head glows. And it was released in 1982.
Green, and when you squeeze it, the head glows.
It's soft on one part, and then has a plastic glowy part.
Oh my goodness, it's green.
You're gonna kick yourself when I say this
E.T.?
one. No, the glowworm.
Oh, dang it.
That's
I
why
wouldn't
I
have got that
glow.
one.
I was trying to help Stu. All right. Number 2, a handheld toy with a dot matrix screen and contrast dial. Also included a directional pad and adjustable volume speaker, and it was released in 1989.
I know exactly what you're talking about because you could like turn it and make all the things,
No,
but
no, that's not the one. It has
Oh.
a dot matrix screen. So
Oh, wait. Is that the one where you like you put it in, put the little like glow, all like mini lights
that
in?
was Light Bright would have been. No, that's not it. But that was
Oh.
a good. That was a good. That,
Gosh, you
that
got me
one
here,
is
Lacey.
not on the list. Okay, you're
Yeah.
looking at again. It's the Game Boy.
Oh, yes, Game Boy. I did have a Game Boy back then. Yeah, should have
Okay.
known that one.
All right, you're gonna need to get these 3.
I know. I've got to turn things around here.
Hopefully, you'll get these. Okay. A plush if I could talk, a plush stuffed dog doll. They're still sold today. I have one as a mascot for the
Okay,
MILMO Show.
wait. Can I call a friend on
Yes.
this one, Lacey? Okay, Amy,
It-
I need your help. I know my
Release-
wife will know this because she
release-
had these. I know exactly what you're talking about.
1984.
Okay, wait. I'm calling a friend. Amy, what was your stuffed dogs from back in the day? Was it Wrinkles?
No. Well, that might have been one of the names, but they were like an assortment of stuffed dog, almost dolls, but
What were
toys.
they?
They put your hand in the back.
Yeah, exactly. What are they called?
I called them wrinkles. I can't remember what.
Oh no, we stumped us both, but we know exactly what you're talking about, Lacey. Amy had a ton of them. That's why I called a friend. I thought for sure she'd know.
You guys are both going to kick yourselves now. They are called pound puppies.
Oh, sugar. As you said it, she repeated it. Oh my goodness, you got us.
Okay, we'll give it. She might have said it before I said it. Okay.
Oh.
Wait, she might want to stay for this one.
Okay.
Multicolored horses. They had different
Oh,
colored
My
hair.
Little Ponies.
Yes.
See, why is it that I remember that one like so easily, Lacey? This is embarrassing. Oh my gosh.
Okay, last one. It was a rubber ball in various colors, and it almost resembled like hair or bristles, but a round ball, but like
Yeah, I know exactly what
squishy.
you're talking about.
It was released in 1987.
Oh,
You know what,
gosh.
Stu? While you're thinking, I'm gonna have to tell you this is probably one of the harder game times. So I really appreciate you being a team player.
Hey, listen, we're gonna figure it out. I know exactly what you're talking about, and they're like, Amy. Okay, see, I'm calling a friend again. She's now my wife's in on it. It's like the squishy
soft.
balls that have like the little spikes, like
Wait,
rubber
what did you
spikes.
call it? A what ball?
A squishy ball?
Oh no, I thought you said.
No. You know what I'm talking about, right? What are they called?
So I don't know what they're
Oh gosh, Lacey, you stumped us both. This is like we are failing at the trivia.
You're also gonna kick yourself. I would also not have gotten these trying to remember the name, but a cush ball.
Oh gosh, I'm
You know how they
scared to say it.
like almost looks like hair, like they were soft.
Totally. I know
should have
exactly what
added-
you're talking about.
And they had a smell, like because they smelled like plastic. Like
Yeah,
they smelled
rubber.
like-
It was like a
Yeah.
yeah. Dang it.
No.
Well,
Okay.
it's been
Well,
a while since the '80s, Lacey. I mean, you guys, it's my brain has just like moved on from that era.
Mine too. Well, I appreciate you playing the game and being on the show. Can you tell everybody listening where they can learn more about you and the work you're doing?
Yeah, best thing is the book. It's Predictable Profits. You can buy it, wherever you buy your books, whether that's online with Amazon or in your local bookstore. But you'll find everything that I know about launching, growing, and scaling a profitable membership. It's like nearly 2 decades squeezed and condensed into 250 pages. And it'll be something that you reference over and over again. And it is loaded with examples. That's the best place. And there's some extras as well that you can find that accompany the book at our website, or my website. It's stu.me/book. So it's like the easiest URL to remember. It's stu.me/book. And you'll find everything there.
Awesome. I will be sure to put links to that in the show notes for everybody. Thank you again, Stu.
Yeah, thanks so much, Lacey. Lots of fun.